Hey everybody, Steve the Cheap Retiree here. It's the first week of 2026. Gosh, can you believe it? And so here we go, starting off the new year with a whopper. So I have a question for all of you. What's the most you've ever paid for a bottle of water? Just, a regular bottle of water that you can get at Walmart or Costco or Sam's Club or, any grocery store. Well, earlier this year or last year, I was at an event during the summer. It was hot and I didn't have any water with me. That's a long story why I didn't have any water for another time, but I was really, really thirsty. So I had to have some water. There were no drinking fountains anywhere at this outdoor event, but I was able to find some water at one of the vendors and it was $5. Now, it was cold. They had it in an ice chest, so it was nice and cold, and it was a really hot day, but $5. I just remember thinking, gosh, this is a lot of money for a bottle of water, and I've never paid $5 for a bottle of water before. And then it made me think about, like, the old days, growing up, I'm a baby boomer, so growing up back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, there were drinking fountains everywhere. Free water, good water, very drinkable water that we all grew up on and we all lived. None of us died from the water that I know of. And so, but at some point, when was it the bottled water came around? Like, was it in the 80s, the 90s? No, I don't think it was the 80s. I think it was more like 90s, maybe 2000s. I don't remember. Do any of you remember when it really started becoming really popular for companies to start selling bottled water, making money, lots of money on what used to be free for everybody? I'm sure there's lots of good reasons. I mean, it is handy to have one of these bottles of water when you're going places. And I guess back in the old days, we took canteens or, I think they were just canteens. I remember my grandfather back in the 60s, we'd go hiking and he would have a canteen of water. So I guess that's what we did. We just filled up from the faucet at home, and the drinking water at home was really good back then. But in a lot of places, it's not even drinkable anymore. So yeah, that's a whole other topic, I guess, whole other video. But staying on track, or trying to, which is not always easy for me, I received a comment the other day that I wanted to share with you. The comment came from Retro Man I4R. He says, interesting video. I saw a reporter in Las Vegas checking out bottled water at casinos. A few were $9, where it probably cost them a dime a bottle. Outrageous. Yeah, $9 for bottled water. When I read that comment, I thought, because I had thought that $5 was outrageous and the most I had ever heard of anyone paying for a bottle of water, and it was me. And I just couldn't even imagine any more than $5. And so I was at Walmart doing my grocery shopping just a couple days ago, and I was just curious what bottled water is right now in January of 2026 at Walmart in Palm Springs, California. And California is more expensive than most places on just about everything. You can buy 40 bottles of their, I think it was their great brand water, for $5.47. That comes to 14 cents per bottle. 14 cents per bottle, and it might even be cheaper at Costco and Sam's Club, especially if you're a business. And doesn't Costco have a business center or something? So 14 cents, maybe even less, maybe a dime, maybe 5 cents for businesses. And these businesses are charging $5 and $9 for bottled water. What's the most you've ever paid, or what's the most you've ever seen bottled water being sold for here in the US or anywhere else in the world? I'm just curious. Is that like gouging or what? I'm all for businesses making a profit. Even a big profit, if you can, but something that costs you 14 cents to charge $9 for, that's beyond words. That's beyond greedy, that's beyond making a profit, that's just taking advantage. And I don't get it. I don't get how companies have just decided they don't care anymore. They're just going to charge whatever they want and whatever the market will bear, whatever someone will pay. And whether it's fair or not, or whether or not some people can even afford it or not, I guess they don't care. I guess the moral of the story is to always bring your own water with you. A canteen or a container like this. That event that I went to, I actually did have some bottled water with me, and they wouldn't allow you to get through the gates with any water. You couldn't bring any liquid in with you. And so, we drank all the water we could before we went in, but they wouldn't even allow us to bring it in, and they didn't have any drinking fountains. So that's so wrong as well. But I guess I could have decided not to go in. So we all make our decisions, and we all make our choices. But I am curious, what's the most anyone has ever paid for bottled water? There's always going to be emergencies where you run out of water, or you forget to bring your water, or you lose your water, or you go to an event like this and they won't let you bring in your water. So there will be times when you may have to pay $5 or $10 for a bottle of water that costs 14 cents. These days, there are a lot of highway robbers out there just laying in wait for us, even when it comes to something as cheap as water. They used to be free. For me, it's very sad growing up as a baby boomer, but oh well, that's the world we live in now. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering about this t-shirt, it says Vietnam, why I'm wearing a Vietnam t-shirt. My brother Robert lives in Thailand, which is right next door to Vietnam. He recently went to Vietnam for a vacation and had a great time and picked up this souvenir t-shirt for me. He knows how much I love t-shirts, especially with writing on them. So thank you, Robert, for another nice shirt. And thank you to all of you for watching. If you got this far in the video, I know not many of you ever do, but for those of you who do, congratulations and thank you. I should give some kind of a prize or something for the 2 or 3 people who make it all the way to the end. Anyway, thanks as always for watching, everybody, and until next time, happy bargain hunting and stay away from that expensive water if you can.